people! Welcome to the RP Mr. G show!
Hit those cymbals, they sound better than that drum. I must be sipping my coffee, eh?
Okay. Now that we got
that settled. Hello, RP! Hello, RP.
I'm drinking an undisclosed liquid, but actually it's coffee.
Yeah, me too. It's an undisclosed liquid. It's a new form of tea. It's called the Yingling tea.
Oh, yes, probably.
Yes, it is.
Well, anyway. So all day today I've been fighting allergy. I haven't done much of anything, although I had to go out and do a little shopping. But it was quite bad today. Worst I've had it in about a year.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was quite troublesome. I took some VA allergy medicine, which don't help much. And some night quill, day quill, afternoon quill, morning quill.
Yeah. VA medicine is like taking gasoline and throwing it on a fire, expecting it to get out.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad today.
Yeah. Wow. He didn't have it half as bad as a friend of mine I went to see at UH Hospital, University Hospitals.
His name isn't Bob, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think I know who he is. Or do I?
No, I don't think you ever met him. He's from the Akron. Actually, he's a medical person down in Akron, but he had to come up to University Hospital to get the special.
Yeah, that's not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking about a guy who's a big fan, local fan there.
Oh, no. No, he came up to get an operation. They cut part of his liver out today, or actually it was yesterday.
Oh, they did? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got cancer, you know. He's got the big C, unfortunately.
How do you live without a liver? Live without a liver.
Well, they didn't cut the whole liver out. They just cut a piece of it out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so anyway, I'll tell you what, that University Hospital is an enormous place. Oh my God. I walked and walked and walked and walked and walked and walked and walked.
But you're supposed to take the escalator.
There was no escalator. There were just these slow elevators. Elevators, you do.
I see.
Yeah, it's quite a large place. And you know, it's nothing compared to Cleveland Clinic. It's amazing how huge these hospital systems are here in Ohio.
Yeah, the ones here are only about 6-7 floors in El Paso.
Well, it's not the height of them. They're stretched out forever, you know.
Well, these are not really big compared to there, I don't think at all.
No, I guarantee you there's nothing compared to here. Like I said, I just walked.
Every inch of the hospital there is almost in El Paso.
Walked. And even when I got to the ICU, I mean, it was huge. A huge place. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, Bob knew that how big this place was, so he told his friends and relatives down in the Akron area, don't bother coming to see me because it's just, you know, he knew I'd have a hard time finding him, you know. I had a hard time finding him. I went up to the emergency room. I figured ICU will be near the emergency room, right?
Did you see him at ICU?
No, I saw him at UH.
What the heck is that?
The University Hospitals. It's on UH Avenue, or as they like to say, Avenue.
Allergy.
Anyway, I go up to the gentleman at the counter there, and I ask to see my friend Bob, and he goes, I said, he's in the ICU, and he says, which one?
Oh, yeah.
I said, which one? He says, yeah, we have 4 of them here.
You said ICU number 5.
So he says, pick up that phone right there and dial extension blah, 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 blah. Like, wait a minute, what number? So I dialed the number, and I had to spell his name out, for them because they were having a hard time finding him. They finally started explaining to me which ICU is in. I says, would you mind repeating this for this gentleman? So I handed the phone to the officer at the desk, and he says, oh, I know which one that is. He says, well, just go down this hall here, all the way to the end, and hang a left, and then go down until you go down this ramp. He said, take the elevators up to the 2nd floor. About a mile and a half later, I'm not kidding you. I just walked
While you were at the hospital, did you see Jack Ruby there?
No, but I saw Ruby, don't take your love to
That's
town.
still from the Kennedy days.
Anyway, I finally get upstairs to the 2nd floor, and I go up to the desk there. I mean, this is a very large ICU. And they said, oh, he's in bed number 12. So I went over to bed number 12, and there he was, as predicted. He was sound asleep. So
You woke him up.
no, I wouldn't do that. I just sat down and waited patiently. I waited patiently for the patient.
That's a good idea. Let me get a handkerchief. I'm getting that allergy bad again.
Man, I'm sorry.
I'll be right back.
All right, in the meantime, I will keep the troops entertained. I'm not going to play any music because if you play music with YouTube and they detect what number you're playing,
I'm back. I'm just went to get a little bit of a handkerchief.
Yeah, okay. You went to get a hanky, huh? Is your name Hanky?
I really have it bad tonight.
Yes, I'm sorry to hear that, RB. So you got a hanky in the panky?
Hanky panky.
You got the hanky in the banky? Anyway.
Yes. And so when he woke up, what transpired?
Well, I said, hello, Bob, how are you doing? And, he was in very bad pain. He says, would I go and tell the nurse, he needed some more medication? And she came promptly over and gave him some additional painkillers, I guess. He was in agony, to be quite frankly. He was in agony pain.
Well, it sounds familiar to me.
But, he appreciated my coming, and,
Yeah.
and then we visited for a little while. He didn't do much talking. I did most of the talking as usual. I'm a little yik-yacker, from way backer. Yeah, I told him, he says, yeah, you've always been quite a talker. I says, yeah, I was told that when I came out of the womb, I was talking.
I remember that.
I was advising the doctor what to do. I said, don't drop me on the floor, you stupid idiot.
I was there, I remember.
You were there
I remember.
when the Lord gave us
I was only 2 years old when you were born, but I remember that day quite well. I said, oh no, another brother.
Yeah. Well, anyway, while we were talking, all of a sudden this one device started going. So I'm looking at it, and it says something about air being in the. So I says, "Oh, you want me to go and ask them to, tend to this?" He's in the ICU, right? So I go up, and this physical physician's assistant came in there, and he says, "Oh, thank you for telling me." So, apparently, they hear so many of these. Beep, beep, they don't pay attention to them. So.
Yes, I noticed when I was in there.
Yeah, I'm like, geez, oh man, if this poor guy had not had me there, he would have been in pain because they didn't hear him beeping for pain. They didn't hear his device yelling at him, nothing like that. So that's quite sad, actually, because, this is supposed to be one of the finest hospitals in the planet. On the planet.
Well, I quite well remember when I was in there with my heart surgery, I kept begging for more morphine.
You're begging for morphine?
Or morphine.
You mean caffeine? You're drinking coffee? You're asking for more caffeine?
Actually, they were giving me an injections of morphine.
Morphine.
And I felt pretty good.
Yeah, well, this extra pain medication they gave to Bob didn't make him feel any better. He was.
Oh no.
It was not fun watching this poor man, in agony. But he was. He was not looking forward to this surgery. I saw his posting on Facebook and told him, he says, something about.
When they expecting to release him anytime soon, or?
He said that he'd be there for about 5 days. And I says, well, I'll come back and visit. He says, oh, no, don't bother coming back. Anyway, I also had a friend of his stop by to visit with us. His name, believe it or not, is the same as mine. With 2 N's.
Glenn Quagmire?
No, you'll find this rather interesting. His last name was Miller. Glenn Miller. You can't make this shit up.
Glenn Miller.
Sorry,
Dorsey there also?
Jimmy Dorsey? Started to sing Blue, Moon River. Well, that's Harry Mancini, sorry. Anyway, he's not a musician. He says he's not musically inclined at all. He's
Well, speaking of music, I never did hear today yet either from the VA about that music contest.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to have heard this week. Tomorrow, Saturday.
Anyway, this Mr. Glenn Miller is he works on the heart-lung machine during heart surgeries. Yeah. He might have been worked on you, and you were there. You never know. But he knew
that hospital though.
He knew my surgeon in Lake West when I had my bypass surgery.
Well, my father once told me to get a good job and become a heart surgeon.
So you could sturge people in the heart.
I said, but Dad, we catch sturgeons every day.
You remember that huge sturgeon that our father caught one time up there in Canada?
Well, he must have caught quite a few.
No, this was a record one. It was 60 inches long.
Yeah, really. Kind of vaguely, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes. There's a picture of him holding it up. It was almost as tall as he was.
Well,
anyway, he took him an hour.
I would imagine.
It took him an hour and a half to land that sucker. And yes, they are suckers. Hey, suck on the bottom of this lake, you do. They're called vacuum cleaners.
Well, wasn't it Lake Temiskaming?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. RP wins the prize for the day.
That's about that. Give it to me.
Well, I'll give it to you, all right. I'll give you your cut when you show up. And I see you next. I'll give you your cut. Anyway, just for you people, in case you don't know what a sturgeon is, it's a bottom feeder fish, and in Russia, their eggs are considered a big delicacy called caviar. Caviar.
Well, yes. Actually, I almost became a sturgeon, but I flunked out of medical school.
You flunked out of the school of fish.
And I flunked out.
Yeah, sturgeons are
So I
the bottom of the school of fish. Anyway, you will find this interesting. Factoid. When I was in London, England, at Harrods, Harrods is the big department store in London, owned by the guy named Fahad. And his son was with Lady Di when she died. You remember that? They actually had a tribute to the two of them as you enter the store. Anyway, we were looking around. That place is quite something, by the way. Prices are
what
crazy.
What did you purchase for me there?
I got myself a sleeve of balls. Golf balls, with heads on.
That's
all I could afford.
Harrods, huh? They were a big shot store, huh?
Yes. Well, anyway, getting back to my story, they sold cans of caviar from Russia, black caviar and red caviar. Guess how much it was for a can of caviar? About the size of a can of tuna fish that you get today.
I imagine it cost about $100.
Oh no, that wasn't that cheap. Ought to be not even close.
Cheap.
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 There was one can there that cost £5,000.
Well, that's what I weigh.
5,000 pounds, and at the time, a pound was worth about $1.20 in U.S. So you're looking at almost $6,000 for a little can of fish eggs from a fish that sucks on the bottom of the lake. Are you kidding me? People are crazy.
Must get into the caviar business.
Yes, it must be. I wonder how many people who love caviar even know what's the fish it comes from. You know. By the way, the sturgeon, if he might be another factoid, is probably one of the ugliest fishes you ever see in your life. They got bumps and lumps all over their bodies. They're quite an ugly fish. Sorry, sturgeon, but the truth has.
Caviar in them.
Yes, I know. They got all these eggs there, you know.
No, they eat caviar all day.
Yes. Well, I don't know if they actually eat the caviar. They lay the eggs on the bottom of the lake, and then they come along and they, the male fish spadays them with his special sauce. I guess that's the only joke. Oh my God. All right, we're going to get off that topic. Let's get off that topic, shall we?
Well, there will never be another.
There will never be another Elvis Presley. Although I understand he's still doing gigs somewhere in Memphis.
Up in Michigan. I think he was last seen in Michigan.
Really? I don't know. I haven't had a spotting in years.
There will never be another Jimmy Durante.
Yeah, especially his nose. The guy had quite a schnocker on his face. Hey, what was his famous saying? It did. There was something about I don't remember.
Mrs. Calabash.
Oh, yeah, Mrs. Calabash. Hey, Mrs. Calabash. He had a lot in common with Popeye. They both talked out of the side of their mouths. Hey, olive oil. Hey.
I remember him narrating Frosty the Snowman. Yeah, Frosty the Snowman is down in the park. With the kitties, there was a playing in the park.
I wonder if Jimmy Durante played the voice of Popeye. Hey, olive oil. Hey, Brutus, you better get out of there or I'll kick your ass again. I'll eat a can of spinach and kick your ass. One more time, just for...
Jimmy Durante. That brings to mind another comedian who we haven't seen in years. His name was Jackie Vernon. Do you remember Jackie Vernon?
Yes, I do. He was kind of a wimpy type of a comedian. Kind of like Wimpy in the Popeye series, only just ate burgers and didn't say a word.
His bag was, he was kind of a lonely guy,
Oh, yeah,
lonely guy. He says, I used to go to the bus station and pretend I was leaving.
Yeah, he was a rather funny guy. He was very subtle,
Yeah,
what do they call that?
Low key.
Dry humor.
Yeah, low key.
Low key, dry.
Pretty low.
Hey, wait a minute now. You mentioned two comedians, Jimmy Durante and who's that other guy? I forgot already. The lonely guy. Oh, Jackie Vernon. That's right.
Jackie Vernon. Then there was Shecky Green.
Hey, what are you gonna name them all tonight or something? Stop it!
There's thousands of them to name.
Yeah, but What about Elvis? You're forgetting all about Elvis Presley, you know.
How could I forget about Elvis? He was on the show tonight. He was on Hawaii 5-0 tonight.
Oh, yes, he was on that show quite a few times, I think.
He was on there. There's a bunch of Elvis impersonators on that show tonight.
Oh, by the way, did you know our sister, Gail Force Winds, lives right next door to a Elvis impersonator. She gets a hunk of love.
Oh, back when up here in El Paso a lot, Buddy Sanders, he's an Elvis impersonator. He's on my Facebook page where I'm backing him up.
You're backing him up, or did he back you up to the wall?
On the guitar. I am playing guitar for him.
All right. You know what's interesting about Gail Force Winds? She said if I came down to Florida, I could get tickets to go to one of this guy's shows. And
they were like tickets.
They were like $60 a piece. I says, hey, can't we just go next door and visit him?
Can't we get free tickets after all?
No, I just want to go next door and visit the man. Why would I go to his show when I could go visit him in his backyard pool, you know? And get a free beer.
I keep telling we are of the royal family of Finland. We are quite important, you know.
Yes, we are important. We are important people to ourselves.
Well, I mean, to everybody, we're quite important.
Yes, we are a legend in our own mind.
Yes, we are legends in our own minds.
And we're out of our mind, I think, too.
Oh, well, that goes right along with it.
Yes, it does. I'm out of my mind over you. Isn't that a song, something I got? Out of my mind over you?
Going out of my head.
Oh, that was close.
Out of my head.
Going out of my head over you. Like, what the hell does that mean? Out of my head over you. Out of my head over you. Who came up with those lyrics?
Are we getting any in the mail? Bags of mail?
Bags of mail? Oh, no, we don't have a mail bag. We have a female bag.
And a bean bag, too.
Papa's got a brand new bag. Hey, Papa. Hey, R&B, I got to tell you something. After the show last night, I was trying to figure out what's going on with our videos, you know, on YouTube. And I finally figured it out. I got them now. I figured this out. If you have a video out on YouTube that has a copyrighted piece of music in it, yes, you have to acknowledge it, you know, for them to accept your video and post it, which they gladly do. But then your video is not subject to monetization. You earn no money on that video. Hello! So we must avoid doing any copyrighted material in our show. Ever again, unless it's ours. And then which they won't be able to recognize it. But, you know, what's interesting is our first show, believe it or not, was one of these copyright violators. And they had one song that was by Huey Lewis and the News, okay? One of my favorite groups of all time. And I'm listening to our video, and there's only one identified. I sang and played to at least 5 different songs, and they only spotted one. What do you think of that? And the one was sufficient to throw our video out the window as far as making any moolah on it. So, yes, but anyway, I finally figured this stuff out. And I knew what we can do now and what we can't do. I mean, it's okay to do it, but you have to recognize that you have they call it third-party content in your videos. And then once you acknowledge it, you can challenge it, by the way. There's a button there to say, I challenge this finding on the bot of YouTube.
Challenge the whole show.
Then your entire show is not subject to monetization.
Oh, no.
And, by the way, while I was putzing around this morning on YouTube, they announced a new monetization policy, which is rather interesting. the cut,
That
our
means
cut,
we get rich.
yes, our cut can be quite substantial. Quite substantial.
Oh, that's good news.
And not only that, remember I asked you about subscribing. What is all subscribing all about? Well, when you subscribe to a channel and you go to it then, having subscribed to it, you're treated differently than a casual visitor. All right? And they actually have a different monetization policy for subscribers.
You're boring me to death.
I'm boring with the tears. I think those tears are caused by your allergies, actually, but it'll remain to be seen.
I need my medicines.
Oh, I'm trying to explain this to you, and you're going to sleep on me. I'm just telling you that you get special monetization on subscriptions. So subscriptions are important.
Yes, I see.
See, the YouTube manipulates you differently when you're on YouTube. When you're a subscriber to a channel and you're watching that channel, you follow me? In other words, what they suggest you watch next is all related to that channel. See, so you could get stuck in that channel till you drown in the channel.
I did in the English channel.
Yeah. Ours is going to be a Finnish channel. Anyway, aren't you proud of me? I figured this all out this morning.
Very good, very good, very good. I must say you're quite the supreme Allied commander.
Yeah, and in this one page, they list all your videos. They have these little icons that tell you, exactly where you stand on each one. What your monetization is on that video, the number of views, and I forget what else. Or whether it's what's the status of that video.
I've seen the number of views on them.
Well, there's also.
Well, getting back to my comical song titles, which you need to think of one, but here's mine for the evening. You were the rose of my life, but I was a thorn in your side.
Every rose has a thorn. There's a song called "Every Rose Has a Thorn." You know that? I think that's by Guns N' Roses, I believe. What did I buy? Oh no, I mentioned Guns N' Roses.
Roses and thorns.
Every rose has a thorn up your ass. I mean, the horn. Oh, geez, I had a funny song title in it.
Your time.
Yes, I had one at the tip of my tongue, but it slipped and fell on the floor.
Fell on the floor.
It fell on the floor, yes. Oh, darn, it was a good one, too. Oh, well, I'll just make up one on the fly. How's that? Pick a topic, and I'll make up one from that topic. Or any word. Any word.
About a topic about she was leaving you.
Oh, my baby left me because I left her.
You don't need to brighten up on me.
How about this? My baby left me because I left her first.
Well, my prediction for the future tonight is, let's see, my prediction for the future is this. I'm going to make a prediction for the future.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of predictions, I predicted the tribe would be victorious, or did I not?
And were they?
I don't know. I didn't hear the final outcome of the game.
I don't know.
We'll have to check tomorrow night and verify whether I was correct about that prediction or not. Usually I'm wrong.
But you didn't make a new prediction.
Usually I'm wrong about my predictions, yeah.
But you did make a new one.
See, my predictions are usually premature.
Yes, that's what they tell me.
Yes, my predictions are premature. And they're usually ejaculated. I mean, ejected. Oops, sorry. Oh my God, it's time to go.
We just got on the air.
Well, see how fast the show goes by? As time goes by. As time goes by.
Well, then now, shall we close with our words of wisdom for the evening?
Oh no, we have words of wisdom again.
We have it every night.
Why? We're going to run out of words of wisdom, dude.
I don't know why.
By the time we're done, every word in the English language will be words of wisdom, you know.
Well,
Except the word wisdom.
Let's see, my words of wisdom for the evening are, if you're expecting words of wisdom, make sure you get out a dictionary to find out what they mean.
That sounds like a good idea. They have a dictionary. You poke around. You poke around in the dictionary. Looking for your words of wisdom. Huh?
You ruin the pages if you poke
On that note, I think my words of wisdom is don't listen to RP for words of wisdom. He'll steer you wrong every time. But you'll laugh about it. You will laugh about it, that's for darn sure. RP is the funniest comedian I've ever met, next to myself.
Well, actually, remember too, if the police are after you, go to Mr. G's house.
Well, that's easier said than done. You know, people can't find me. You know, they think I left the country sometimes. You know, but you know, that's a bunch of malarkey. I've never left this country in my entire life.
Carl, tell it, Carl.
Yes, we had his friend when we were growing up. That's all he did was go. Yeah, so we have a cousin, Timothy, who likes to laugh like that. Hey, we ought to have a show about laughing, different laughing styles. What do you say?
Everybody has a different style of laughing.
Yes, we can laugh our ass off.
Yes, but then you can never find it.
Yes, I know, because your ass is behind you. So how would you know it fell off, you know? It's kind of like in a car, you know, your back bumper falls off. You don't know because you can't see it back there.
Yeah, it got bumped off.
Although in the car you do have a fighting chance because you have a rear view mirror. But the human body wasn't.
I never get to see any good rears in that mirror.
Yes, I've never seen a good rear in the mirror.
I haven't either.
And then, you know, in some vehicles you can't even see in the rear view mirror because you know, it's blocked by, you know, whatever. Like in trucks, for example, you know, you have side view mirrors. You look at the side instead of the rear. You know, what's up with that?
Kids figured that one out.
And then, you know, today with these modern technological whiz-bang kids on these cars, you now have a camera on the back bumper and it appears on your dashboard and you can see that. It's very freaky, I think, you know, when you back up and you're looking behind you and a TV screen.
It shows up.
Yeah, have you ever seen one of those? They're quite fascinating.
Yes, of course. I am quite a man of technology, as you know.
Yes, you are. You are Mr. Technobabble. He's born in Techno-Babylon. Techno-Babylon. I wonder if there was a Techno-Babble. I wonder if there was a Techno-Babylon in Babylon back in the back days, you know. For the time, of course. You can only be a...
Do you suppose they babbled a lot in Babylon?
Yes, they babbled around all the time, you know. And not a soul could understand another soul. It was quite frustrating for them, you know. Anyway, that's why the Bible is kind of Babylonian to me. Anyway, we're way over time, so how about we say arrivederci to you all, and have a good evening, and we'll see you again next time, over time.
By the way, before we go off the air, I just realized there's a great song in the Bible.
Oh, really? What is that?
Exodus.
Exodus. And that's what we shall do. We shall exodus for this version of the RP Mr. G Show. So make sure you subscribe to our channel so we get some extra dough somewhere down the road.
Yes, we need the money before we
Guitos, salamat, gracias, and thank you very much.
I gotta figure out how to get this thing off there. I gotta clip this end off somehow. I'll figure out someday. There we go.